In today's video, we're going to take a look at how I made this really cool Edison style home decor lamp using a couple of different pieces of scrap wood along with this cheap bulb which I picked up online. Essentially, the first step was to make that main block of wood. Most of these were from pallets, so I had to clean them up a bit by removing all of the nails and staples and pieces of cardboard. With those removed, I used my table saw to mill them down to more square, usable pieces. My table saw is more of a job site saw, which makes it really hard to make precise cuts and do detailed work. So it kind of butchered up the wood, which ended up making the project take a little longer than it should have. So I got a couple of my clamps and decided on a good order to glue these 4 pieces of wood together. I ended up just doing it in such a way that the 2 nicest grain patterns face the 2 outsides. So after leaving that alone for a little while, I came back to it and started by cutting out the cube type structure. But since my table saw wasn't doing the best job, I ended up having to do a lot of sanding with some 60 grit sandpaper to fix all of those angles and make sure it was a symmetrical shape. I was very lucky to find a light socket that was almost the same size as my biggest drill bit, which was 1 1/4 inch. So I used my drill press to make that main hole and then cut a slot in the bottom for that cable to pass through. I only needed the cable to pass through the back, but by accident I wasn't paying attention and I cut through to the front as well. So I patched it up with some sawdust and wood glue along with any of those other cracks and gaps that was in the wood, and I left that to dry for a couple of days. Now with this block of wood, I ended up doing a lot of sanding until I ended up with a clean, almost cube. It was a little off, but it's all good. So usually before I throw out some kind of electronic or appliance, I decide to salvage as much as I can from it. And oftentimes they have stuff like light sockets and cables and fuses. So using a socket and along with a cord, I was able to solder them up together and make this bulb light up. After doing a bit of sanding, I was able to get the light socket to fit perfectly into the hole, and then once it was all soldered up, I used some hot glue to attach everything and hold everything together. The lamp at this point was pretty much done. I didn't want to stain it because then I would lose that natural wood grain look, so I used some mineral oil and that really made the grain come to life again, and it looks absolutely amazing. So this lamp turned out really good, and although it's not made to illuminate an entire room, it still looks really good as a standalone object. If you guys are interested, I'll be probably making about 6 videos a year, so 1 video every 2 months. So if you want to catch those videos when they come out, be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in those videos. Peace out.